Start your journey today by liking, subscribing, and sharing our YouTube channel, Knowledge Well Media, or by going to our Square site at knowledgewell-media.square.site and perusing over the available content and information. Also by submitting your email at the bottom of the Square site page in the Stay in the Loop section to receive priority information, specials, and other insider details. Or by signing up for a 1-hour consultation to tailor your specific educational needs in beginning your journey. You may do so at the aforementioned Square site, once again at knowledgewell-media.square.site.
Hey, how's it going? So I wanted to just check in with you tonight. I had some technical difficulties. I actually wanted to stream directly to Patreon. As you know, we have switched over to the private as far as broadcasting right to the Patreon. I'm out and about having some chicken wings at one of my local places here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Actually, this is I think, Greenfield, Wisconsin. And we are not far down from the Southridge Mall. If anybody is familiar with Milwaukee, Wisconsin, that's where we're at. And so I'm out here in the elements, enjoying the weather. I'm so glad that you are here with us. And make sure you let somebody else know that we are live right now from Fox's, actually. So if you are particular to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, if you know about this place here, they got some great chicken wings. I'm going to be mowing down. Look at that. So we're just going to have an informal type of discussion. I'll be looking for your comments, questions, your concerns. If you have them, and as you have them, make sure that you share them with us. All right, we'll just have a little fun tonight since it's my technical difficulties and my mistake as far as getting everything properly set up. So, hey, the people win, right? So anybody that is not a subscriber over at the Patreon can now take advantage of our live here tonight. So we're going to have a great discussion. The topic was actually the legal weapon. All right. How many of you remember back in, like, I think it was the 90s, there was a show out called The Perfect Weapon. You remember that? Dating myself. Hopefully it's not too windy. If it is, somebody in the comment section, just let me know how the weather is, how the sound is, sound quality, what have you, if you would, in the comment section. All right, welcome. Happy April the 11th, 2023. We are out in the elements, just enjoying it. Wisconsin is actually having some pretty good weather, actually. Yeah, we're up in the 70s. It's uncharacteristic, I think. All right, so sound is good. BB Production says sound is good. Awesome, thank you for that. If you are here, make sure that you shout out your state and where you're listening from as we broadcast live. Hopefully we don't have anything crazy happen on the street behind me. This is a very busy street. If you're from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, you'll know about this street here. It's called 76. Very busy and leads right into the mall area, Southridge Mall. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes tonight. We'll try this out. But all right. Let's see here. What do we got? Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Looking at the comment section. So this is your opportunity. Make sure that you hit us up in the comment section if you have any questions that you would like to pose to yours truly here at Knowledge Well Media. And I'm going to be snacking. So I'm looking at the comment section for your comments, questions, concerns, anything that we have covered that you have a question about. This is now the time to get that question in. And I'm going to try and enjoy dinner at the same time. It's your time. All right, kind of a pro bono service here. Let somebody else know that we are live. Make sure that you're hitting that thumbs up as you come on in. Great chicken wings. Wow, just delicious. Place called Fox's. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. They got little, I think those little red peppers and green peppers, and oh my God, delicious, delicious. I haven't even dipped them in the ranch sauce. They have special ranch sauce that they make here. So, oh my goodness, I can't wait. I cannot stay on here and just talk without biting it. Okay, I gotta bite it. So hey, just chill with me. chill with me. Yeah, so it's a great time for you to get your questions in. We've been having, I would contend, a very successful relationship and interaction over at the Patreon. If you have not subscribed to the Patreon, make sure that you do that. This will be an uncharacteristic evening due to technical difficulties. I did not get everything set up the way that I had intended to get it set up, because as you know, we have switched over into the private exclusively to our Patreon channel at Knowledgeable Media. So this is a great opportunity for you, if you have not already, to sign up. And this is the way that you can do that over at our Patreon. There on the screen, patreon.com. It's this way, actually. It's like a mirror effect. So patreon.com/knowledgewell for you. All right. So hopefully you will join our family. Loud cars back here. But it is so beautiful out here. All right. So beautiful. I really appreciate the weather. Try and soak up as much sun as I can. Falling off the bone delicious. All right, let's see who's talking. I want to discuss the legal weapon, and by that I refer to the legal entity, juridical personality. We're going to talk a little bit about that. All right, so Carissa is asking a question. Carissa is saying, I want to know what you think about filing a UCC-1 over your property, and referring to land. All right, so this just in, BB Production is saying that, in fact, she has set up a StreamYard for us that we could switch over. I'll leave it up to y'all. If you would like to stay on this platform, especially my Patreon subscribers, it's up to you. If you don't mind sharing a little time with the general public, I don't mind either. If you want to stay here, my Patreon subscribers, let me know. Or if you want to go exclusively over into the private, over at the Patreon, let me know. I'll do whatever the majority of the people make the determination to do. I'm with that. All right. So the question is, the UCC-1 over your property and land. What do I think about it? Well, it's designed exactly to do what it suggests. Okay, it's a UCC-1 filing is essentially a claim. All right, that you put a public notice, a UCC-1 filing, a public notice out, letting everybody know that you have a superior claim, first in time, first in line, first in time. Essentially, where a creditor can do a search and see if in fact there is anybody else that has a claim upon some property that has been used for what's known as a security interest, okay, or it's based upon a security interest. In other words, if you and I contract about something, okay, and I loan you some money, so basically then you are going to give me some kind of a interest in property, in some type of property, which is going to make sure, which is going to secure my interest to make sure that you pay back the loan that you've taken out, okay, with me. All right, so it may be a house as in a mortgage, it might be a car, but either way, I have to make sure that my interests are protected, and therefore I will attach to some property of yours, okay, and that's the way that works. All right, so a UCC-1 is basically an announcement to the world that I have that security interest in property that you have that secures the loan. Okay, does that make sense? So what do I think about it? I think it's great. The system works just the way it's intended to work. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, and we should learn how to successfully and properly use it to our advantage. All right, so yes, dealing in trust, you're going to deal with UCC-1s. Dealing in property assets, you're going to deal with UCC-1. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. What's wrong is the improper usage of it. That's what's wrong. All right, so hopefully that answers your question, Carissa. We're moving forward. Carissa asks, should it be separate? Should it be separate from our UCC-1 over the ins legis? Okay, so in answering that, that's a very hot and controversial topic. I contend that, like a lot of things in our demographic, there's a huge misconception as to how to properly apply that UCC1. Put it this way. There's two considerations, okay? The legal entity is created by the Congress, all right? And then there's dual citizenship. Let me put it that way. You have the federal citizenship, and then you have the citizenship of the state in which you reside, okay? And neither one of those belong to you holistically and comprehensively, do they? All right? Either it's a U.S. person, therefore the property of the United States government, or a state citizen, property of the state in which you reside. Neither one of those belong to you. All right, so if you're trying to lay a claim a claim to the entity and trying to claim that it is in fact yours and that you have a majority security interest in it, that is considered fraud. It's construed as fraud because the citizen, both federally and the state citizen, neither one of those belong to you. All right, so that does not discount the fact that it is in your possession. Now, there's a way to properly deal with it. All right, and if you're not doing it the correct way, it is considered fraud. So a lot of people will be beginning to feel the rollout and the effects of the government as they start to regulate pretty comprehensively. So be very careful with that. It's not to be played with if you don't really know what you're doing. You should not be messing around with it, and you should probably seek yourself a competent attorney or someone that could help you in the proper information and the proper application. Okay, I would strongly encourage you to do that. All right, but the UCC1 is a financing statement. Okay, it's a statement. You're making a statement. You're making a claim to some property that is securing a loan that you may have extended. Okay, so should it be separate from our UCC over the ends leases? I contend that, you know, we're going to have to get deeper into the weeds on that, and maybe we'll cover a little bit of that as we go forward. Possibly, maybe. Remind me. All right. Next question. Would you list the mortgage on the UCC with the property description? Okay, first of all, are you the creditor? That would be my question. Are you the creditor? Lawfully and legally, are you the creditor? That's the question. Because only the creditor can make a UCC1 filing basically stating I have a security interest. Like I have a contract with somebody that basically I have loaned some money to. And as a result, I have a security interest in that property to basically support and to undergird my right to collect on the money that I've loaned. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Hopefully that makes sense to you. Okay, this is a creditor and debtor type of situation. And if you don't, again, know what it is that's really going on with that UCC1, I would strongly encourage you to look deeper into it, do some research and what have you, or a private consultation with myself or someone else competent, you know, to deal with that matter. That's a very serious situation. Okay, you do not want to be out here making fraudulent claims, signing off under penalty of perjury and all that kind of stuff. That will come home to roost sooner than later. I can assure you of that. Okay, they're not hiring all those IRS agents and what have you for no reason. There's been a lot of fraudulent claims out there, so we got to be very careful. Better to pump your brakes. You know what I mean? Just be cautious, be safe. There is no quick, you know, overnight fix, whatever. Not usually. Right? There is no instant gratification. It's not necessarily a good thing. All right. Very good. All right. So if you are viewing, why don't you shout out where you're viewing from, what state you're viewing from. Again, we had a technical glitch, a difficulty. And so I was supposed to go exclusively over in Patreon, We will deal with that at another time, but we are here. The topic is the legal weapon. Okay. The legal weapon, meaning the juridical person. If you did not catch our last live we did on the juridical person, you may want to check that out. The only way that you can is by getting a subscription over to our Patreon. How do you do that? Here, I'll give you the link again. See if I can pull it up here. Right there. Oh, these chicken wings are so delicious. I have not dipped one yet. Look at that. Barbecued, or actually grilled. Delicious. So this is your time. I'm jumping on here as, I guess, a service to the public. Pro bono service, as it were. We'll stick on here for just a little bit. Let people gather on in here. All right. Carissa says, I'm from the Republic of Iowa. If nobody participates, but, you know, then I will happily go on to eat my food. I'm here for you live. Bring those questions. Beautiful day out here. I think it's probably like 70 degrees. Very beautiful. So I said, hey, why not just be out here? There's our Patreon there. This is the only way that you can get this kind of content, this kind of teaching, is if you join our Patreon. Okay, this is, again, uncharacteristic. As we are encouraging people to come into the private, join us over at our Patreon. All right, Carissa said I'm gathering information. Awesome. Nothing wrong with that. Doing your recon. Doing your recon. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Little windy out here, so I got to hold my things. Freaking chicken is awesome. Look how juicy that is. All right. Thank you, Carissa. She appreciates what we do. Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. We got a lot of exciting things happening. As I've stated before, we are in the federal court, waiting on responses from them, making the argument and the distinction between the legal entity and the human entities. So we are making that argument on behalf of everyone. I will be updating on our status. Enjoying chicken tonight. Out and about at Fox's. If you are in Wisconsin, stop on up. I'll be here for a little bit, finishing dinner. In Milwaukee at Fox's on 76th Street, South 76. I know Bad Wolf is Bad Wolf might stop up on me. I'm putting my location. I'll send the bat signal up. The Bad Wolf. We'll see what happens. You never know. He might just pop in on us. Carissa, we grow when we empower each other with knowledge. No one man or woman can know everything. That is correct. That is 100%. We need each other for sure. For sure. For sure. Again, we were talking about the legal weapon. I'm going to hit on that, and we'll see where it takes us. I'm just going to let some more people get on in here. Very important topic. What is your proximity to the legal entity? What's the purpose? We talked about that a little bit on our last live. What is your proximity? Why do you have it? How are you supposed to move with it? Isn't that important? Oh, the best chicken. This is good chicken. Where are you guys from? You guys got some good chicken? Some good grilled, baked, fried chicken out where you're from? Carissa, you got they make good chicken. They know how to make good chicken out there in Iowa. What do you guys got out there? I like chicken. I like garlic parmesan. It's my favorite. Chicken wings. Who's got the best chicken wings? Carissa said in my kitchen. You can make some mean chicken wings, Carissa. Is that what you're saying? All right. Duly noted. I got to get some chicken wings from Carissa. Everybody get chicken wings from Carissa. I have to start up a restaurant. It is good. It's delicious. Look at it. No joke. Juicy. This is Fox's in Wisconsin, here on 76, South 76th Street. Delicious. You know it's something when you ain't even got to dip it, right? I got my ranch right here, but I don't even have to dip it. It's so flavorful, full of flavor. Mm. Man. All right. It's making y'all hungry. It's 6:22. Oh, okay. Where y'all listening from? Where y'all watching from? I got Iowa in the house. What else we got? You say all you need is salt and pepper, and they are fire. Is that right? No, what's that called? Seasoned salt? You ever put seasoned salt on it? Huh? They don't got seasoned salt in Iowa? Yeah. Boxers did it. Boxers did it. Boxers did it. All right, we're talking about the legal weapon. Let's get into it. If I can stop eating. Couple more bites. Hold on. All right. All right. Oh, sea salt. All right, we have Arizona in the house. Welcome, Arizona. I was just talking to somebody that was just talking about being from Arizona. I guess you guys just had like 52 degrees out there somewhere. That's what I heard. All right, Arizona in the house. BB Production said I'm a hot sauce on my chicken kind of gal. All right, spicy. Carissa said sea salt. Very good. Okay, you do the rub and everything like that? Okay. Carissa said, I feel you, BB. I like hot sauce too. Yeah, hot sauce makes everything taste good, don't it? All right. What else we got? You back up to 99 out there in In Arizona, y'all 99 degrees. Ooh, wow. That is the desert, though, ain't it? I know. I've been there. Uh, I visited out there, Arizona. It is hot. But you know what? When I went to Texas, I couldn't believe I had never experienced anything like that in San Antonio. I mean, just standing there dripping sweat like profusely. I couldn't believe it. It was amazing. Texas. All right, we got maybe we should start a chicken making uh, platform, huh? Carissa said I use lemon juice, avocado oil, salt, and pepper. Wow. Wow. Marinated a day or two. Oh boy. BB Production said I even add hot sauce to my ranch sauce for an added punch. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Awesome. Very good. All right. So let's do a little bit here. Let's do a little bit. The legal weapon. All right. So what I wanted to talk about, we were talking about basically the reason that you have a legal entity over at the Patreon on our last live, the reason why you have it, the reason why it's necessary, basically why was it created, et cetera, et cetera. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about that tonight. I won't give away everything, but I will give some things. All right. So let's see where to begin. It's a broad topic, a very important topic. A lot of us out here not realizing that in fact you have that extra little shadow, right? And that's detrimental to us because if you don't know the difference, that you can't make the distinction between yourself and that legal entity, you may find yourself one and the same with it. And that's a big problem. And a lot of the issues that people are complaining about, as far as not wanting to, be not wanting big government, not wanting to have so many restrictions or sanctions put on you. The reason that that is there is because of the fact that you are seen or perceived as one and the same with the legal entity. And we talked about, I guess we'll start there. One of my favorite locales to visit being the SS5 form. Let's see if that'll come up here. We'll share that with you. Again, I'm on a single screen as opposed to my 3 screens, so I'll do the best I can to be expeditious. If you cannot make this out, please let me know, and I'll try to zoom in as much as possible without losing too much of the resolution. But we are here at the SS5 form. Been around here for any amount of time, you know I go here quite frequently, and soon you'll see why. All right, so let's look at it, the SS5 form. If you go down to page 2, okay, talks about evidence of identity. This is what we're going to use for basically just a little platform, a little basis, okay? All right, Carissa says, I can see it. Thank you for that acknowledgement and confirmation. I appreciate that. Says evidence of identity. Identity, if I've never shown you before, I will show you now. What's the legal definition of identity? Let's take a look. I'm going to have to switch here. Again, it's going to take a little bit just to get used to it. Legal definition of identity, a couple extra buttons I have to push, but we'll get through this together. You came here for the information, and here it is. Okay, let's pick a pretty reputable place, and I usually go to Black's Law Dictionary. It's notorious. It is one that is used by the courts as well. All right, and it says identity. It says definition and legal meaning. So this is what it means here. In the law of evidence, it says sameness. Okay, so again, identity means sameness. All right, you see it there. It says the fact that a subject, person, or thing before a court is the same as it is represented, claimed, or charged to be. Okay, and there's a little um, reference here that you can use to double check or fact check if you need. Okay, such sameness between two designs, inventions, combinations, etc., as will constitute the one an infringement of the patent granted for the other. Okay, let's see if there's anything else we need to harvest from here before we move on. But basically, what you should take away is identity of design means sameness of appearance. Okay, so sameness being the operative term or phrase that you should be paying attention to. That's what identity means. Okay, so let's go back. I wonder, will I have to? One moment. Mhm. Let's do this here. Share screen, slides, video file. All right, let's go there. Bear with me. All right, so as you see here, once again, evidence of identity. Identity means sameness, as we've established, and therefore they're asking you to provide evidence that you are the same, okay, or evidence of sameness is what they're saying. So you, the applicant, right, must provide current, unexpired evidence of identity or sameness in your legal name. Now, the question would be, why would I want to prove that that I am the same as the legal name? Let's look at another tab here real quick. Now let's do this. Let's see. So we're going to go to the Social Security Administration's POMS manual, and it talks about what is the legal name. We've been here many times, so you should be very familiar with it, but it bears repeating. Why? Because um, um, when it comes to establishing a fact, you want to build a case for the fact that you are asserting or the claim that you're making, correct? All right, so with that being said, we know what the legal name is based on what the POMS manual says it is. And it says that it consists of a first name and last name. Okay. This, in other words, is a legal term, first name and last name. Because how do we know it's a legal term? Because it says, what is the legal name? Right? So that's a legal term. It's a term used in the legal industry. It also says the legal name is the name used to sign legal documents, deeds, or contracts. So this is a name that you are given. This is not something you have naturally or from birth. It is something that is added to you. And how do we know that? Well, if you go down here to number 2, it tells you what you came in having as a natural human being. And that is what's known as a given name, okay? A given name and a family name, that is. So the family name is the lineage, the line, the clan that you came out of. And the given name is the distinct characteristic that you were given, quote unquote, given by your mom, okay, or dad, whichever. Okay, so in the Social Security Administration, workers are told to translate the given name. In other words, the name that you were originally given, all right, under natural law, right? You had to have a distinct characteristic that sets you apart and distinguishes you from another human being. That's why it's called a given name, all right? It's a distinguishing characteristic. If you look up the definition of a name, it will say an indicia or a mark or a distinguishing characteristic. Okay. And that's where I got it from. So I've done my due diligence. All right. But, anyways, going forward, they're told to translate your given name and family name that you're going to submit to the Social Security Administration, right? You're going to submit that those documents that have your given name as evidence, and they want to translate it. They're telling their workers to translate that name to the first and last name on the Social Security Social Security number application. Now, peep this. Peep this. What they are essentially saying, and if you've been around here, you've seen me talk about this before. What they are essentially telling the worker to do is, on the form as it is, okay, you get a blank form. You go to the bank, you go anywhere, you fill out a form. It's going to have the legal terminologies, first name and last name. And what do you do autonomously? You go ahead and fill in on that blank line right next to the legal term that says first name and last name, don't you? And it, I mean, you don't even really know what you're doing. You just do it anyways because you're accustomed to doing it, right? And so I'm here to tell you what you are essentially doing. You are literally participating. I got some ranch sauce on my fingers. Hold on. I've been tearing these chicken wings up. But anyways, listen. You every time walk away. If you don't go away with anything else, go away with this. Anytime that you see the term, the legal terms, first name and last name on an application, all right, that is directly constructed and contrived by the legal industry itself. Those are actual legal terms, okay? And so when you look what it says right here, once again, right here, under number 2, it's telling the workers of the Social Security Administration where you go to apply for a Social Security number, okay? It's telling them what to do when you come in with your natural God-given or mom-given or whatever terminologies you want to use, phraseology. It's telling them to translate your natural God-given name that your mom gave you into the first and last name. Now, where are they going to find the terms first name and last name? Right here, it tells you on the Social Security number application. So the first name and last name is already there, right? You get a blank document, any kind of legal document, and it's asking you to fill it out. It's going to ask you for your first name and last name. That means that those right there, or this is where the translation occurs. Yeah, you heard me. It's a legal construction, and we participate in it every day without knowledge. And the people are destroyed for what they do not know, the lack of knowledge. This is where a conversion happens, one that you are not privy to, one that you were never told about. Okay, but this is what it takes in order to do what? What did it say? Look, what is the legal name? It consists of what? A first name and last name. See, it's on the legal document already. The blank line next to the first name and last name on an application, it's already there. It needs you to merely translate your given name into this new legal construct. That's what they're telling you. All right? Oh, yeah. It took me to uncover that for you. That's how knowledgeable it does. That's how we do here. Right? We've done our research, we've done our homework. All right. There's a difference between being cocky and confident. We're confident because we did our research. Okay. All right. We're not cocky, we're confident. All right. And so that's what is going on. That's the switcheroo. So now let's go back to that SS5 application, right? One that you're going to fill out. It's going to already have the legal terms on there, right? First name and last name. We know that's what a legal name is consisting of now, don't we? All right. You hear the crotch rockets behind me? Oh, yeah. Wisconsin loves their motorcycles. All right. So anyways, listen. So right back here. All right. So it says evidence of identity. Can you see it? If you cannot, please let me know. I'm looking at the comment section here. Carissa's getting it. Carissa says, I can see it. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Hopefully I brought clarity to that situation. All right. Carissa says, we are trained in school to use this first name and last name. Absolutely. They train you from the very beginning. They got you saying, what is your first name? What is your last name? We're trained. Even at home, mom and dad are training you too, because they don't really know what's going on, right? It's up to us to educate our own, right? What's more important, the given name or the legal name? What's more important? Carissa says the passport says surname. What makes that happen? Surname is another way of saying the last name. That's what it is. In fact, I can probably demonstrate that for you here. See, last name or surname. Okay, same thing. It's basically just the line, the clan, the tribe that you come out of. That's all it's saying. The surname. Okay, we can do a research project on that at another time as to why they use that term surname. We could probably do something, but for these intents and purposes, let's try to get through this so that we can talk about that legal weapon. All right. Listen, it says you must provide current unexpired evidence of identity. We learned in the beginning here that identity means sameness, right? In your legal name, they want you to prove that you are the same as the first name and last name. And where do you get a first name and last name? I don't know. Well, yes, I do. Listen, you didn't come in with the first name and last name, did you? You came in with the family name and given name, did you? All right. So why? So they're not asking you to prove that you're the same as the natural God given or mom given name. They're telling you they want you to identify as the legal name. And what is the legal name? It consists again of the first name and last name. And what is the purpose for the legal name? It says to sign legal documents, deeds, or contracts. And how many of you know that signing legal documents, deeds, or contracts is all about commerce and trade, isn't it? Yes, it's all about commerce and trade. So why were you given a legal name? You were given a legal name to sign legal documents, deeds, or contracts. So again, going back to the SS5 form, they want you to say or prove or provide evidence that you are the same or identify with the legal name. Okay, and let's not forget that they're talking to you being the natural human being, right? You're the only one that can pick up a pen and fill out the application, right? And do the translation. You're doing the translation you're of your own accord. Because remember, once again, on the application is already a first and last name. All you're doing is plugging in the variable. You're plugging in the information. And there's where the translation comes from. Now, I just noticed, and there may not be anything I can do about it, but my battery is running low. So we are probably going to be cutting this very short unexpectedly, unless I can find a plug, and probably not outside. So it is what it is. I've dropped enough bombs just in that, but I will keep going until, in fact, the computer cuts off. Okay, I will. I will do you that solid. We'll see how much longer we have. With that being said, Carissa says the Bible said, "First shall be last, and last shall be first." Very good. Absolutely, Carissa. Oh, yeah, I know. I did not plan for that. I am outside, and I do not see an outlet. I do not see an outlet out here. I don't. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So with that being said, come on, get out of the way. With that being said, it's all about identifying. And so they tell you the three ways that you can do this, right? Through a U.S. driver's license or U.S. state ID or a U.S. passport. All of these are evidence to prove that you are the same. Because what are you doing on those instrumentalities of state or government? You are essentially signing. Um, you are putting your biographical information on there, and you are putting your likeness, your image on there. So those three, right? Those three provide all the evidence necessary to establish what's known as a prima facie case that you are the same as the legal name. All right. And why is that important? What is the legal name for, once again? To sign legal documents, deeds, or contracts. If you take on the name, or AKA the mark, right? The mark of the beast, again, look at the definition of a name, a distinct characterization. It also will say an indicia. That means a mark. It is indicative of who you are or whose you are. Okay. And so, with that being said, this is the mark, actually, of what's known as the beast. The beast is merely the system, and this is the system's mark, all right, upon you. All right, that's what's going on there. Remember, they said you won't be able to buy, sell, or trade. In the scripture, it says you won't be able to buy, sell, or trade unless you have that mark. Well, how are you going to participate in commerce, as you see right here, without the ability to what? Sign legal documents, deeds, or contracts? Huh? If you can't contract, you have no legal capacity. If you have no legal capacity, essentially you are reduced. As in, I know a lot of you have heard of the diminutio maxima, or whatever, or minima maxima, where it's the max loss of rights, right? That's what it's all about. Okay. So you got to be careful. You got to know who you are. You got to not identify as that legal entity. Now, with that being said, why do you have it then? You have it so that you can participate in the jurosphere, in the legal realm. This is not a realm of humans. For we can show you, and we have shown you, that the House of Representatives has stated as much, that natural law governs properly governs moral human conduct. The antithesis, or the opposite of that would be a positive law, and that governs over or sanctions and recognizes what are known as jural and juristic personalities. All right, masks, as it were, masks that men wear. You might, or men or women wear. All right, so you got to be able to have a transmitting utility or a vessel to participate in the fictional realm. And I went over on the last live. If you have not checked it out, you might want to subscribe to our Patreon. I'll put that up for you once again. You got to get over there and you got to pay attention. You got to study and come along with us. I'll put it up for you here if it'll come up. There it is, the Patreon. Make sure that you get a subscription over there. Again, this was uncharacteristic. There was a bit of a glitch, which led to us actually going live here, but it's okay. I dropped a few nuggets for you. I definitely would love to see you over at our Patreon. Make sure that you subscribe. Looking at the comment section here. We're running out of power, so this thing is probably going to shut off pretty quick. All right. Any knowledge shared is appreciated. All right. Thank you, Carissa, for that appreciation. Separation of public and private. We are the name holder. Exactly. You are the name holder. You are the rights holder. You are the incorporator. That is a term that I've been using lately in my documentation to the government, to the state, because that's what you are. You incorporated, into the United States. You incorporated into the state in which you reside. That makes you an incorporator, aka a shareholder. All right. So you just have to know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, then you can easily be tricked, fooled, and you can lose your estates. And that's exactly what has transpired and what has happened to you. So if you look at, again, in the comment section, BB Production is doing a great job of putting the links that you can follow. Join us over at the Patreon, because this is the type of hard-hitting information with facts that we provide for you. And we would love for you to join our family. Come on over and take part. Let's take another bite of these chicken wings. I'm not sure how much power we have left, but let me ask you a question. Are you identifying as the legal name? Are you saying that you are one and the same with it? Because if you are, okay, you have two options here. Choose ye this day whom you will serve, as the scripture puts it, right? And you can choose life or death. Death is denoted by the underworld. Okay, it's where all dead things reside. The corpse, corps, as in corporations. I did the study on our last live that was on Blackstone, William Blackstone. All right, who basically told us, all right, verbatim, what the purpose of the corporation, the artificial person, the legal entities, what their purpose is, and that's to provide a perpetuity. That is to provide what's known as a legal immortality, because that which is dead cannot be killed. It can't die again once it's dead, and that's what the legal entity, artificial person, juridical persons are. All right. If you didn't know, now you know. Great chicken wings. Anyhow, looking at the comment section, we're probably going to be running out of power here shortly. Get your questions in now. Shout out where you're listening from. Also hit that thumbs up button. All right. Carissa says, channeling Patrick Devine, we are shareholders. I mean, that's what we are. It just makes sense, right? The government derives its just powers from the consent of the governed. So the states wouldn't exist, the governments wouldn't exist without us first. Therefore, we are the power. Okay? We just forgot. And anytime that you forget your rights, ignorance of the law is of no excuse. And if you forget them, you don't have them. And that's the way it is. All right. All right. Amazingly illuminated, listening from Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Texas in the house. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Make sure that you go over and subscribe to the Patreon so that you can become part of our family and get that inside information. We don't put everything on the public. And this here is one of the places. Well, actually, this was a kind of a fluke tonight because we weren't supposed to actually go live to the public. But I figured since it was on me, it was a glitch. This one's on me. All right. So come on over to the Patreon, subscribe. We do this live. I'm going to be, there's going to be a stark uptick on the lives on Patreon, though, exclusively. Okay. All right. Because this information is not for everybody, but if you are serious about your education and you like this hard hitting information, this is the way to do it. All right. So let's recap before we get cut off here. The Patreon is right there running across the bottom. Please join us. The lowest tier is $15. I think it's well worth it. $15 per month. That is nominal. That is nothing, but it is an investment nonetheless. I'm not disregarding. I know it's rough times right now, but we're applying and teaching that remedy. It's very important. With that being said, let's see. Let's recap here before we get cut off here. I'm not sure how much more we got. We were at the SS5 form. Oh, let me, for some reason, it's not fitting on the screen now all of a sudden. Let's see here. See if I can get it back here. All right. Okay, I'm not sure why it stopped fitting in this screen when it was doing just fine a moment ago. Anyways, the legal system is trying to get you to provide evidence that you're the same as the legal name. Okay, that's what it comes down to. And why is that? All right, because the legal name is necessary to sign legal documents, deeds, or contracts. That's why. Okay. Remember, artificial persons, artificial entities are dead. They can't exist on their own. They can't do anything of their own accord. They don't have mouths. They don't have hands. They don't have feet. So they need you as a human to provide that energy. Remember the matrix. Okay. And so this is why the states, the governments, whatever, need you to identify as those legal entities. Now, the thing about it is, that's your choice. Okay. If you are quote unquote ignorant enough to go along with that, then in the minds of the elite and what have you, hey, you deserve to kind of be enslaved. Because come on, man, if you don't know that you're a real boy or girl, you don't know that you're not an artificial entity, if you don't know that you're not dead, then you probably deserve to be capped, enslaved by someone else that is more wise, more thrifty, more understanding, more knowledgeable. I mean, that's the way of the beast. And the beast is the system. Looking at the comment section, that's the way they look at it. All right, looking at the comment section. Where'd it go? Come on now. All right, so everything's acting up now. So it's probably going to die pretty soon. Yes, yes, absolutely. You said they want us as surety. Absolutely, they do. Absolutely. If you don't know the game, but yet you're here, remember it was your foremothers and forefathers that came over here on the ship, or were even, yeah, maybe even taken and brought over here, maybe. All right. But nonetheless, this experiment, this plantation, this United States government, and the colonizers and all that kind of stuff, it's here. And so if you're here, they're assuming that you either know how to play the game or you like to be captive to the game or of the game. Either way. Okay, so what do you know? What do you know? What do you know? This is why your education is important. This is why you should value and take, people that can actually demonstrate and show facts about what's really going on here. That's, you got to support. You got to show your support for that, because we're doing, doing the hard work. So yes, you're correct, Carissa. They want us to be or act as surety, right? They want you to have the liability, all right? But that's what a slave was, right? That's what a slave was. So they want you to fill that role. And if you don't know that you're not a legal entity, who are you going to blame but yourself? Because you could become educated. You could research, you could study. All right. And if your parents that came before you did not do their due diligence in educating you, then they must not care about you too much. Is the way that they look at it, right? You must not be of too much value. All right. But let me just say this. All right. There is hope, because guess what? You're here. And that means that you're going to teach your progeny the correct way. So the system can be corrected if we do things the correct way. Okay. And you will be the first. You're supposed to be the first generation. Okay. So that's the onus is on you. The onus is on us to be the first generation. All right. Wealth builders, wealth makers. All right. And we do establish trust here. We do help to build trust and build estates and what have you. We do all of those things here. That's a service that we do provide. And so if you are interested in that, make sure you hit us up. at the knowledgewell4u@gmail.com, which is our email right there on the screen right now. All right, we can set you up with your own private consultation. All right. So with that being said, I'm sure we are nearly going to be cut off. If I could show you the screen, I would. As far as the red that is glaring in my face, that the battery is dying, but that's okay. I think we hit some very important pressure points. Carissa said exactly. Teach the future offspring. That's what we're tasked to do. I contend that hell is really, living through our progeny, living through those that are coming after us, and realizing that we didn't do everything that we could have done in order to educate them properly. And I believe that since we are, spiritual beings, I don't believe that we perish. I believe that the flesh is a temporary thing. The shell that you're housed in is a temporary thing, but I believe we're spiritual beings in one way or the other, and that there is an eternity. And I believe that we may perceive, but not be able to influence or affect those that are living in the natural when we transition. That's what I particularly believe. And so, with that being said, wouldn't hell be to know that you had you had access to this type of information, and you did not set right those that are coming after you when you had every opportunity to gain the knowledge. Instead, you found yourself perhaps engrossed in football and other distractions, and we're not paying attention to what really mattered, including certain religions and what have you. Wouldn't that be a sort of hell to again be an eternal spirit transition, be eternal, and be watching your progeny, your children, your great grandchildren, and what have you suffer things that they didn't even have to suffer because you didn't do what you were supposed to do? To me, that would be an eternal hell, right? All right. So that's what I contend is going on. That's pretty deep. I know that's a sobering thought, but that seems about right to me. All right. Since we are spiritual, spirits can't die, spirits can't be destroyed. So, anyways, Carissa, absolutely, thank you. And Carissa, we domicile in this body. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, if you can perceive this thing, right, you can look at it, then it must not be you, because who's looking at it? Make sense? Oh, that's a whole nother show. That's a whole nother show. But we'll cross that bridge when it's time to. All right. With that being said, I guess I'm gonna wrap it up. I think we've been on for about 58 minutes, so it wasn't too shabby. We'll make this up to our Patreon subscribers and really get to the nuts and bolts of what it was I wanted to talk to. I definitely didn't want to put too much on here. I apologize to my Patreon subscribers that for the glitch, and I promise to make it up to you. Perhaps what is today? Today is Wednesday. So maybe we'll do something on Friday for my Patreon subscribers. Again, if you want to join us, you don't want to be left out for this very important information, make sure that you come over and subscribe. We would love to have you. Listen, we're going to be doing some great things. There's going to be a lot of developments in the fact that we are in the federal courts right now, and I'm going to keep my Patreon subscribers abreast of what's going on and transmit the successes to my Patreon subscribers exclusively. This is a battle, a legal battle, as it were, and we're in it to win it. All right, we're in it to win it. All right. With that being said, I really appreciate you all for being here. Thank you for your support, Carissa. Thank you for your involvement. It really means a great deal. Let's see. I see a comment here. Yeah, this thing is glitching. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Carissa said, "I'll try to get over there this week." You talk about foxes? Are you in Wisconsin? Carissa, are you in Wisconsin? Oh, it's no fun when they get cold. Then they get hard. Yeah, chicken wings. I'll heat them up later. All right. Got thumbs up from BB Productions. Yeah. Make sure you get on over there to BB Productions. Look her up on YouTube. She has a great line of product that she creates from scratch. interesting things. They got some of the latest equipment and what have you to make all kinds of artistic things, from T-shirts to hats to all kinds of things. Okay, so please do me a favor, go on over there and just check her out. Just take a couple minutes. BB Production Studio on YouTube. All right, look it up. You'll be glad you did. All right, Carissa's. Oh, on Patreon. Okay. All right. All right. We'll see you this coming week then, Carissa. Thank you, as usual. Yep, absolutely. BB Productions. Please, everybody, go check her out. Even if you're watching this on replay, just go check it out. I bet you'd be happy you did. Especially if you have a business or if you have any marketing needs or what have you. Go on over there and check it out. You won't be disappointed. And not only that, but I got the inside on that, so I can get you some discounts. Just tell them I sent you. All right. All right. So, anyways, I'm gonna get off of here now. Probably mowing my chicken wings a little bit longer here. They're cold now, but hey, you were worth it. All right. Love you all. Please watch this over again so that you can truly get it. Okay, and then come back and share with me if you find something that I didn't cover tonight. All right, I got lots more.